So how do you do that? What's the best method of doing that? The same thing that's happening in America today. You tolerate religions. You say, oh, America shouldn't tolerate religions? No, man. Look, America is going to be America. What do I mean? What I mean is you and I should be calling out false religion. America is just like Israel or any other nation, folks. If you think America is a Christian nation, there's never been one on the planet. Ever. You say, oh, what about Israel? Listen, Israel has never been a Christian nation. Israel is Christ. Israel is a type and shadow. The church is a spiritual body. Okay? So don't get this mixed up. In 312, he officially started to claim himself to be a Christian. Now you gotta remember, the Christians were being persecuted by Rome. Diocletian literally thought he had killed every single one and destroyed every single manuscript. So at this time, the Christians are hiding in catacombs. They went underground. Did they go away? No, they just went into hiding because they were all being hunted like dogs. His mother, Helena, was a devout Christian, and her influence on the son had an obvious effect. Constantine tolerated certain pagan religious practices, but crucifixions were abolished. So who got rid of crucifixions because they were crucifying tons of Christians? Constantine did that. Why did he do that? He did it because his mother had been a true convert to Christianity. So what would he have to do if he had kept that? He had to kill his mother. So why did he do it? Because he had compassion on Christians? No, man. Because his mother was a Christian. That's why he did it. He had to crucify his own mother. So what do? You outlaw it. And pagan sacrifices became forbidden. What kind of sacrifice? Human sacrifices. The pagans were sacrificing babies. Remember Moloch? That was still going on even in this day. They were sacrificing babies. Moreover, his reign gave an end to the gladiator contest. So for those of you who are familiar with gladiators in the Roman Colosseum, who got rid of that? According to the history book, this guy right here did. Constantine. And there were several new laws against sexual immorality and ritual prostitutes. Now listen, folks. Although there were laws against it, what did it do? It went underground. Did they stop it? No. Why not? Because Constantine was not a true Christian. What was he trying to do? He was trying to unite the empire, to show that he was tolerant, folks. He wanted the people to like him. So what did he do? He compromised. He compromised. The emperor before Constantine was none other than who? Diocletian. This madman murdered more born-again believers than all the other 9 emperors before him. If you take Diocletian by himself, out of all the emperors that persecuted the church from the 1st century on to this time, that one man, this madman, murdered more Christians. As a matter of fact, that guy murdered so many Christians. He actually erected a statue in front of the Roman Colosseum with the inscription beneath it, the name of the Christians is extinguished. He literally thought that he had killed every single one. Then all the emperors combined, it was his persecution that sent the believers into hiding, underground, and into the catacombs beneath the city. Constantine ended the reign of terror. However, the devil used him to bring in something far more terrifying than being tarred and feathered in the Roman Colosseum. Far more terrifying than being fed to the lions in the Colosseum. Far more terrifying than being forced to fight to the death in the Colosseum. And if you didn't fight, the Roman soldiers came out and sliced you to pieces. Far more terrifying than that, friends, than watching your own children being burned alive in front of you. And deceptive. It was Constantine that fathered the Roman Catholic Church. What did he do? He did something that the Bible detests. God says, I hate it. He combined the church with the pagan state. That's why you don't want America to be a Christian nation. Why? Because that's exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get a marriage between a pagan world system and a holy church. And the two can't mix. So this craziness about America being a Christian nation or any other nation being a Christian nation, you're going to get an abomination that God says cannot exist. As a matter of fact, can I just give you a preview of when this becomes into full effect, what that's going to look like? Let me show you in the Bible. It's coming. Oh, by the way, friends, for all of you who don't know, that right there, the fullness of the marriage between church and state, it's coming. Let me show you where it's at. Watch this. Now, here's the marriage. Here's the first one. Here's the marriage between church and state right here. Well, between Christ and his bride.